Hello, my name is Lori Ziegenhagen, and I'm a range technician with the USDA Agricultural Research Service and the Eastern Oregon Agricultural Research Center. This week, I am presenting the Eastern Oregon Ag Minute. Several of my colleagues have already discussed different methods of weed control and removal. I would like to discuss weed prevention, where the goal is to stop the spread of weeds into uninfested areas. The most cost-effective method of which is to stop weed seeds from even reaching your land. Just like washing your hands often during the flu and cold season can protect you from catching a cold, washing and cleaning the tires and undercarriages of trucks, farm equipment, and ATVs can prevent you from bringing new populations of weeds into your property. Even if you haven't been off-road, it only takes a small patch of weeds on a seldom-traveled dirt road to produce seed that may stick to a tire. Also be aware that many weed seeds can survive both on and in livestock. If your animals have been in weedy areas, it would be wise to let them pass the seed in a controlled area before you allow them back onto your non-infested lands. Yesterday I mentioned that washing trucks and equipment can stop the spread of weeds into uninfested lands, just like washing your hands can help you stay healthy during flu and cold season. The good health analogy continues to apply to today's topic, Rangeland Health. Receiving proper rest and eating a healthy, balanced diet can keep a body strong and allow it to resist catching a cold. Similarly, giving your rangelands a time to rest and recover following grazing can strengthen desirable plants and allow them to better weather environmental stresses such as drought. In addition, having a healthy variety of vegetation to occupy all available niches in your rangeland can reduce the amount of water and nutrients available to a wandering weed seed. Weedy plants are very good at taking advantage of openings in the ecosystem. The old adage, give them an inch and they will take a mile, applies here. If your land is lacking plants that occupy one niche or another, you may want to consider changes in management that will strengthen your land's natural weed resistance. Hello, I am Lori Ziegenhagen, a range technician with the USDA Agricultural Research Service and the Eastern Oregon Ag Research Center. In today's Eastern Oregon Ag Minute, we will discuss how early detection of new weed populations can prevent full-blown infestations. Weeds are successful because their growth habits and plant structures are designed to first take advantage of any opening in the ecosystem and then to quickly reproduce and spread. As I mentioned yesterday, if you give a weed an inch, it will take a mile. Therefore, it is very important to stop weeds in that early stage of development when only a few plants exist in small patches. Doing a regular, systematic survey across your entire property will increase the likelihood of finding new weeds. Remember that weeds can take advantage of many different disturbances: drought, fire, tire tracks, and even badger holes. As with many health problems, weeds are easier and less expensive to control if caught in the early stages of development. I think we would all agree that spraying or pulling a small 10-foot patch of weeds this year is tremendously easier and much less expensive than trying to control 10 square miles of weeds 3 years from now. Fall is here, and there is a definite chill in the breeze, even when the sun is bright. The mornings are getting darker, and it's time to go hunting again. Many of you will head out onto public and private lands, and now is the time to be conscious of how your actions or the actions of those who hunt on your property will impact the spread of weeds. Be conscious of weed seeds you may be tracking in on tires, in horse feed, and even on your boots. Ask those hunters who may be using your land to park their vehicles in designated areas where weed infestations can be monitored, to use weed-free hay, and to clean their boots and animals before they head off the road. If you are interested in pamphlets or information to distribute to those using your lands, please contact us at our offices. This week we have been discussing weed prevention. So far, we have cleaned our vehicles to help stop the spread of weeds. We have made management changes that increase the natural resistance and productivity of our desirable native plants. We have started systematically searching our property for new weed patches, and we have asked those using our lands for recreation and hunting to take steps to prevent bringing new weeds across our property lines. These steps are not just arbitrary, but necessary if we as a community plan to prevent the further spread of weeds across our public and private lands. Teaming up with neighbors and public land managers will increase your ability to tackle the weed problem. Weed prevention zones can be established in weed-free areas to educate the public and show your commitment to managing weed-free lands. Cooperative efforts, such as the Medusa Head Challenge, spearheaded by the USDA Agricultural Research Service, Eastern Oregon Ag Research Center, and the BLM, are other